everybody. We're talking about this, this. We got a big pile. This. We're talking about this whole big pile right here. This is Bendis's run so far. It introduced the character of the Red Cloud. She turned out to be kind of a good guy. I can see her hanging out with the Creeper. So, yeah. And in 10 years, she might be introduced to the um to the DC animated universe. But it took them a good 10 years to introduce Azrael, Deathstroke, the Batman Who Laughs, which just recently came out, and Hush, and Jason Todd. So I wouldn't hold my breath. And we'll be talking about that in my next comic book review. I have that Batman, the animated series, returns already squirreled away. I have the first 2 issues. Yeah. But today's book, we're talking about Bendis and Action Comics and the possibility of the 1 million issue and all that stuff. And what I thought of Year of the Villain so far, which I'm including Hell on Earth or whatever that's going to be called in my massive look back on Year of the Villain when I finally have that, when that's in my possession. But for now, this is the first part of a really long ass review, really long ass comic book look back, I guess, because everybody else has already read these books. They already knew that Young Justice is still catching up to everything else. You all have moved on to Swamp Thing and his second season. So, yeah. We're all very excited about that, by the way. But that they might bring him to the CW. Anyway. Like I said, this particular issue, the very end, was a bit of a letdown because Young Justice hasn't gotten there yet. And I don't know if they'll ever get there. They may end up like how I think that was Bendis. I don't know. But how they brought back the Marvel, how they brought back the Ultimate Universe, and nobody, to my knowledge, has done anything with it. That's. I hope it doesn't end up that way, but that story might end up like this, or this might end up like that. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, um, I did like these villain covers. I have the Flash. In the Flash's one, it's Captain Cold, which is what the Flash is doing across town. But they come together for the last two issues in the pile. These two, right here. These last two, the whole Justice League comes together and womps on Luthor. Um, I don't think they're ever going to explain what Leviathan is or why he's different in the show, why he's kind of immortal, because they never properly explained Mitch Shelley in this reality. There may be somewhere in the multiverse that they did, but this reality, Resurrection Man didn't run that long, and as much as I tried to get into the Immortal Men, I, like most people, hopped off it. So if Leviathan ends up being one of those guys, one of the Immortal Men, I wouldn't be surprised because they like tying stuff in with the main DC universe. But that's just a little bit of speculation. For now, in the books, he's like a tech guy. He's like someone that brought down everything. Whole house of cards. Boom. Just because of Leviathan. Um, and Leviathan like betrays Luthor in this whole thing. So Leviathan has like this whole big plan, and he knows that he's going to be in charge of Metropolis. And then all of a sudden, bam, he pulls a switcheroo on Luthor. It's really fascinating. I hope they bring him back. But again, I'm not writing these books. So I would I would bring back Valerie, Bart's old girlfriend. Even if it's just for a meal. Have her be like, so you're a kid now. When are you coming? When is that version of you coming home? Or something like that. See, I have it all worked out in my head. But that's neither here nor there. Bart was funny, and the Young Justice um conversations felt very natural, very, like stuff they'd say in their own book. Not like they forced it in and said, "Oh boy, this has to get in there because we can tie in as many plot threads." No, they didn't do that. And they didn't have the Batman who laughs in this either. So, yeah. I know he ends up being part of the event, but yeah, no, he wasn't in Action Comics. I like that they weren't expecting Connor, that Connor's memories aren't fully restored quite yet, that he doesn't remember, like dying and like Manhattan picking him up, which I imagine how that went. Like he did Mr. Oz. Um, just like Ted from our previous review. Ted Cord doesn't remember that either. They all don't have any memory, but Connor's back, and that's all you needed to know. That the villains didn't expect. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Okay, the villains didn't expect Connor. Sorry about that, folks. A bit of a snag to be there. Um, they were like, "Who's the new guy?" Nobody else remembers it either, apparently. But does that mean Wally West remembers it? Yeah, I don't know. I'll find out in my Flash books review and how that all ties in to where we're at in the current DC universe, which I guess they're shipping Justice League. I think I understood that right. But yeah, let's see. What else am I forgetting? Um, this is the newest. This is the new. These are the. This is the newest book that I have in this pile. So if anything came after this, I didn't get it. Not yet. Yeah, hopefully you all enjoy my Flash Year the Villain book review. My massive Flash review. And maybe the Wally West thing will get answered. Who knows? I didn't pick up that series with him in Outside Time. I did listen to it here on YouTube, but I didn't pick it up. So eventually I'll get to him sitting in that chair at the end of time or whatever. But for now, I guess Luther and his men are defeated. So, um, yeah, keep watching these videos. You can find out with me how these stories end. What will I do when we run out of books? Who knows? Um, I haven't decided what I'm doing for regular books yet, but keep reading, kids. Bob out.